should be coming everywhere. I see you. I see you. Let me know where you're coming in from, please. We're going to get started shortly. Welcome to the Mitch Race Podcast. And just like that. Let me tell you something. I'm having a great time. I want to say good morning to everyone out there, all of you who are catching this live, all of you who are catching this also on the replay, and all of you out there. Okay, whether you be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you are welcome, you are valuable, and I am totally happy to see you. Yes, it's me with the finger on the microphone, still messing around with that thing, but it's going to be okay in a minute because it doesn't really matter because it is working because I know that you all hear me. And I'm just happy and excited and not worried about these little things. Morning, Trinidad. I see you. I see you. I see you. Iconic morning. All right. So listen, Super Saturday morning. All right. And I want to thank you all for being at the Mitch Race podcast. Much respect, self-esteem and self-respect today. And that is what the S is for. So I am Mitch Race, and I'm a self-image strategist. And I help seasoned to middle-aged men and women who are distracted, unclear, and don't know their value gain clarity and vision so that they can become the best version of themselves while earning their desired high level income. And that's who I am. That is what I do. And I am so excited about it. Can you tell? Awesome to see you all on all platforms too. Now, before I actually start, I'd like to share a DM that I got. I received from one of my very amazing and valuable viewers and listeners. I don't see her here as of yet, and that's okay. But you need to know that she lives in Florida, and her name is Nettie. And the reason why I'm sharing you about this is obvious because it has a lot of value, and we need to understand, take time to recognize things of value and people of value in the calling that we are in and how you affect people. So I say all that to say this. This was about the post Valentine's Day relationships and self-esteem podcast. I was on live, and that was one of the, she says here, I was on live, and that was one of the best podcasts that you have done. All of them were good, but this one outshined them all. I still say a part two you must do. I got to send this one out to all my single friends, because I hear them crying a lot about how they are being treated. And they feel like they have to stay in the relationship because they don't want to be alone on Valentine's Day or anytime. Their self-love and self-validation is going out the window, and they need this. Thank you so much for sharing. Nettie, I want to let you know, first of all, I see you, I see them. This is valuable. And I thank you for your support, your comments, and and just for sharing this podcast and taking up time with me. This is one of the biggest reasons I do what I do. I never know who I'm going to affect. I never know whose life I'm going to change as a result of going on. And when I don't go on, I've got to go on. I know that I have to go on because I just know whose life I have to show up. I just never know whose life is going to change as a result of this. And you never know whose life you're going to change as a result of sharing this. So if you've never shared before, I'm going to encourage you to please share, because this could change someone else's life. It may not be for you, but it could be very much about someone else. And for me, it's about someone else. someone's life can change immediately about from what they hear and what they learn. That is success for me, and I will take it. I will take it. So, that being said, note takers, grab a pen. And if you're not a note taker, you get to choose to love to be one, become one. If you only take one note, take this one. Being a great note taker has a lot of value, and it can help lead you to a six-figure self-image. That being said, I've got an announcement to make. So, countrymen, country women, lend me kindly your ear. I'm super excited to tell you here today that 4 steps to reframe your negative thinking to a six-figure self-image masterclass 1 will be launching on Sunday, March 16th at 4 p.m. Yeah, yeah, I'm excited too. I'll let you know before the date how to register and access the free, yes, free masterclass. So be prepared. There'll be a ton of value in this class, I can assure you. Um, a lot of free value in this free class. This is the first class I've ever taught. I'm super excited. I'm super grateful. And I'm excited for everyone that's going to be there because I'm expecting that's going to be packed out. And that means somebody is going to come away from this masterclass ready to pursue next level greatness. Let it be you. Make sure you're there. So, again, that's the 4 steps to reframe your negative thinking to a six-figure self-image on Sunday, March 16th at 4 p.m. Yeah. Today, just adjust that on my ear a little bit. Ooh, that feels good. I'm excited. I see you. I see you. Today, we're going to chop up self esteem and self respect. Both super valuable, super duper important. Self esteem is how you feel about your value and your worth and your confidence in your abilities. It's similar to self respect. So, to unpack this just a little bit, there are times I'm sure we don't always know how to feel about our value and our worth and ourselves. Um, I was one of those people with a six-figure career and still struggled with the concept of my value and worth, and also in the confidence of my own abilities. Your value and your worth and that confidence are extremely valuable. And understanding how they make you feel and the positive change that is created once you're clear in your self esteem, is life changing. I can assure you that. So let's look at some self esteem types. Okay. Low self esteem. Low self esteem is when you're having a hard time valuing yourself. So look at some areas in your life where that might be happening. Is it happening with some places? Is it happening with some people? Is it happening in your abilities? Is it happening at home? Is it happening with friends, with family, with where's it happening at? Can you see where you might be having a hard time where that creates difficulty for you assessing your own proper value that you bring? If you're getting value, please put it in the comments. If you can relate, please put it in the comments. And if you have anything else that you'd like to say, chat it up and put it in the comments. Okay, I'm here. Let's contrast that for a minute and talk about the other two self esteem types. High self esteem, valuing and accepting yourself. I see you, I see you. You're a higher performing version of yourself. You show up differently when you have high self esteem. You walk differently. You talk differently. You look at yourself. You look at others differently. You look at your business differently. You look at your how you teach differently. You look at how you podcast differently, even how you show up at work. It's just different. It's just next level different. And it's clear. That's high self esteem. Inflated self esteem, thinking you're better than others. We got any out there? We know anyone like that? Thinking you're better than others. Do we think that? There may have been times in our lives that we did. There may be times now that we do. These things come and go. They can ebb and flow in who you are on your journey and who you're becoming. So I think the inflated self esteem, I think that this goes beyond comparison and ventures into narcissistic territory. The only person we should really look to be better than is yesterday's version of ourselves. We should be looking to outdo yesterday's version. Let's talk about some factors that affect self esteem. Stressful life events, such as financial problems, unemployment. I think you could understand that. If you have financial problems, and I have been there, my self esteem has been that I could consider that a stressful life event. Anything that you go through financially, you don't have the money, you don't have the time, you just don't have it. It makes you, it can make you feel less than, it can make you feel like you have no value. You have nothing to offer because your identity can get mixed up in your income and that can have a different outcome for you. So we have to be careful about the things that we allow to take up valuable real estate in our hearts and in our heads. And financial problems can do that. They can definitely take you off track. They can lower your confidence. They can, yes, indeed, they can break you. They can break you, leaving you more broken and more broke than you feel like you already are. You are not your money. You're not. And as we know what they say about money, it just makes you more of what you already are. But it does not lessen the value, it does not lessen the impact that it has on your life and has on the lives of others. And we have to recognize how money does play a part in somebody's self-esteem and value. So unemployment. So if you have no job, especially if you're taking care of your family and they're looking at you like, in some cases, I've seen it, I've heard it. The conversation is ugly, it's awful at the table, and you don't want to be subjected to it. You're just terrible. You're worthless. I can't believe you. You have no job. You have no money. How are you? I can't even love you. And these are conversations, and they are very real. And this is why I bring these things up with so much passion, because self-image issues are real. And I really want to get that through. Self-image, self-esteem, you can't see them, but they are like the wind and they are in full effect every single day in every single one of them. And you have to maintain a stable self-image. You have to learn what they are. You have to learn the value of these things. And that's why I'm grateful to be able to bring these things to the table, because I want people to get a real clear understanding of what they are, and that there are people that understand these things and gifted with these things. I am one of those people. And you have a self-image. I have a self-image. I've been through things. You've been through things. And I want you to know I see you and I feel you on these things. And I'm here to help. Hospitalization is another thing that can affect your self-image. Chronic medical conditions, constantly being hospitalized, fighting through, trying to live and be valuable, and not feeling valuable because you feel that you are your illness and that your illness has gotten the best of you and that you can't be whole because who would want you? You can't do anything. You can't walk. You can hardly get out of bed. Yeah, I'm going in on these things because these are true. I want to thank you all for your comments. I see you. So valuable. So valuable. Mental health illnesses and disabilities. I know a number of people in the community, not necessarily mental health illnesses, but disabilities that have championed their way through to show iconically that they are the best version of themselves every day. And they show up whether they feel like it or not. So give yourself a pat on the back for that you're not going to let that affect your self esteem. Many mental health conditions can affect self esteem, including depression, anxiety, post traumatic stress disorder. And I know that there are a number of people out there. This is a big planet. Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram are big planets. Somebody's hearing this podcast. Somebody's going to hear this podcast later. And I know that. So it's valuable. Another factor, setting unachievable standards for yourself, setting unachievable goals for yourself. They're just unachievable. Don't set yourself up for failure, set yourself up for success. So set goals that make sense. Smart, SMART, work on achieving standards that you know you can achieve and make sure that they are yours and not someone else's, that you're not trying to live up to someone else's standards because that can hurt your potential to achieve success in a healthy way. Sure can. Signs of low self esteem: being critical of yourself, focusing on your negatives, thinking other people are better than you. They're different. Doesn't make them better. You're not better than anybody else. You're better than you. Say to yourself, I'm the best. That's what the S is for. Self esteem, by the way. Yeah, super self esteem. I'm the best. I know I'm the best. No doubt. You are the best. Some people may have more hair. Some people may have a sharper nose. Some people may be more handsome, or some people may be more pretty. And let's face it, they have all of that, but they haven't got what you've got. And it's up to you to determine what it is that you have and learn about it and value it and help the planet with what you've got. You, you. I see you. Yeah, I am the best. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point all day. So, some other signs of low self esteem are avoiding challenges. You don't want to take on anymore because you don't think you can do it. You don't have a belief in your capabilities. You don't believe in yourself. So why try, right? You're going to fail anyway. That's the language. Language has to change. Make sure you're at the masterclass. Tips for improving self esteem. Because let's talk about that. I want to go back for a second because I just saw something and thought about something. When you're finding it hard also to make friends, join a community that values you and will help you achieve success. Welcome, welcome. Practice self compassion. Here's some tips. Got your notes? Got your notebooks? Practice self compassion. Give yourself some grace. Pat yourself on the back. Learn to champion your cause. Recognize what you're good at. Everybody is good at something. You can't be the type of person that's good at nothing. And if you are, then find something good to get at. Take time out for yourself and recognize what you're good at. Build positive relationships. Communities are great for that. Sometimes you got to go out and you got to network with new people and you got to meet new people. That's right. Willpower won't do it for you alone. Say it again. Willpower won't do it for you alone. A community will do it for you. Nothing beats the power of a community that is determined, valuable, disciplined, helpful, resourceful, loving, iconic. Nothing beats the power of a great community. That's right, grace. God's riches at Christ's expense. Be kind to yourself. So build some positive relationships and be kind to yourself. Be good to you. Say good things to you. I'm going to ask you all this right now in terms of being kind to yourself. Is everybody out there mirrored up? And if you don't know what that means, keep hanging out because I am mirrored up this morning. I'm mirrored up. So get mirrored up. If you don't know how to do that, DM me. I will definitely show you how. Get mirrored up. Be kind to yourself. Say kind things to yourself. Learn to give yourself a level of self respect, a higher level. Raise that up because the world is unkind sometimes and people are unkind. Don't join them. Walk the other way. Yes. Celebrate your successes. You have achieved more and accomplished more than you think and know and even remember. So stop forgetting about all those past accomplishments. People are like, let the past accomplishments be the past accomplishments. Listen, you do what you want. It's not that I'm living in the past, but I've learned the value of owning and reviewing my past achievements and my past accomplishments and being super proud of what I have done and what I brought to the table because I know that as a result of that, I've added so much more value and I've come so far in my life. You got to know you come far as a result of your accomplishments and your achievements. And sometimes you try to talk you out of what you have done and you want to act like that's not valuable. I'll have the conversation. You want to have the conversation and talk about it? Let's talk about it. You know it's true. You better talk about it and lay that thing out there and act like you know because I know. See, I know one thing. Actually, I know a couple of things. I can't hide from me, and you can't hide from you, and we cannot hide from certain facts. And we've done that because we're human. This is why we continue to learn, we continue to grow, continue to understand our self image, understand what we need to do, and we learn how to incorporate all of these things into becoming the best version of ourselves. If this resonates with you, put an R in there. Somebody drop an R in there, okay? Because this is important and valuable stuff. Accept compliments. Has that ever happened to you? Has it ever happened where you could not accept compliments? Because that's a sign of low self-esteem when you can't accept compliments. You can improve your self-esteem by learning how to accept compliments. It's happened to me. I couldn't accept compliments at one time. It's like, oh no, it's okay. I felt very, very humble. That made me humble. Okay, let's assume that's true, that it makes you humble. But it can leave you empty if you haven't really accepted the compliment, a sincere compliment, and somebody said thank you, and you acted like it wasn't it's valuable. You may as well have trampled those pearls. They're valuable. People somebody wanted to give you something because they thought that you were valuable. So what do you think of yourself? So accept compliments. Write a list of things you like about yourself. Sit down and take time out to write a list of things that you sincerely like about yourself. I can tell you now, there's one thing that I like about myself. Matter of fact, it's one thing that I love about myself. I love my God given smile, and I would not change it out with anyone else's anything for the world, for the entire planet. I am grateful for my smile. I love the energy. I love the love. I love the care that it exhibits. What about you? What do you like about yourself and why? Tell it to yourself. Tell it to yourself. Men, talk to yourself and stop thinking that this is so strange for you that you can't talk to yourself about these things. I'm a man too, and I can talk to myself about these things just as well as any other man can. Let's go now to self-respect. Let's shift gears. Yes, it does. I'm glad to see you all can relate. Sure does illuminate the soul. Let's talk about self-respect. Let's drop in there for a minute. Signs you have self-respect include taking responsibility for your actions and choices. Not always easy, but necessary. It's the right thing to do, even if it's not easy. Respecting the boundaries of others. When you respect the boundaries of others, truly, you have respect for yourself. Setting healthy limits for yourself and not overdoing it, because as they say, not doing the most, we do the most sometimes. Set healthy limits for yourself. Not seeking constant validation. That's an area worth worth growing in for many of us. This shows we have self-respect. We're not always seeking the likes. We're not always seeking the thumbs. We're not always seeking the hearts. We're not always seeking the comments. We're not always seeking the accolades. Let's have some self-respect. And don't get mad with people because they haven't given us a like or they haven't commented. Let's get past that. We're better than that. You're better than that. A few more critical signs that you have self-respect: not people pleasing, and being comfortable saying no when necessary. That you are pursuing personal goals, that you are accepting your flaws and treating yourself with kindness and care, even when facing challenges. All of these are valuable signs that we have self respect. So we're now going to come in for a landing. So self respect is how much you value yourself. While self esteem is how much you value yourself. I'll repeat that. Self esteem is how much you value yourself, while self respect is how you reflect that value. Self esteem is based on your abilities, what you can do, what you're able to do, while self respect is an acceptance of you, of yourself. Do you accept yourself? And if you don't have self respect. And you need to check that and be okay with it. Not be okay with not having self respect, be okay with checking yourself. And when you accept yourself, you can love and appreciate yourself better and be better to others and deliver more value in life. I want to thank you all for being here. This has been self esteem and self respect. I hope you got fantastic value from this podcast. If you have questions or comments, please DM me. I also offer a free session. I'll get you on my calendar, send you my calendar link. It's a free session. Better take advantage of that. help you. I'll help you in your self image rock out the rest of your 2025 we'll get it in with some real value. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel, look me up on Facebook, follow me there, and please, please continue to share this podcast. There is value, as you've already heard, and it can really change someone else's life. In the meantime, this has been the Mitch Race Podcast. Reframe your vision, reframe your value, and reframe your victory. Have an awesome, awesome weekend. And thanks for being here. I really, really enjoyed you all. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you've learned a lot. Happy to have you here. Okay. Stay awesome, everybody. Stay awesome and stay amazing. Thanks. See you soon.